So, Violet, how about we start with a couple of words of introduction, where you are, what you do, just a little bit about yourself.
Yes. My name is Violet. I am in Denver, Colorado, in the United States, and I own a marketing firm that specializes in strategy, content, and being a CMO of larger
Ooh,
companies.
I love that. How things changed since we started, huh?
I know.
Love the sound of that. Love the sound of that. So, Violet, actually, let's go into that question. What was happening for you when we actually met for the first time, and
Yes.
what inspired you to join me?
Yes. So when I first started, I had just left a corporate job. I had had my second child. I knew I didn't want to go back to a more normal 9 to 5, and I wanted to open up my own business. But I also knew that my mindset wasn't capable of handling that.
Right.
Um, so how I found you was through it was just by chance, really. It was through something that I was signed up for, and
Mhm.
they had Queen Visionaries, and you happened to be a speaker there, and you talked about money mindset. And at the time, leaving a corporate job and starting on your own, you have a very large paradigm shift of how am I going to do this
Yep.
without that steady income. So what you said spoke very deeply to me, and I thought, I'm going to go to her masterclass and I'm going to try things out. Again, you reiterated money mindset, and I just felt so connected with you and so connected with everything that you said that it was just a no-brainer to sign up. So
Brilliant.
then, yeah, so at the time, I have had previous experience. Well, I've had over 15 years in marketing. So I
Mhm.
knew what I was doing. I didn't have the intuition to follow it. I didn't have the feeling in my stomach to follow it, but I had an intuition that said, do it.
Yes.
So that's kind of where you really guided me to follow my intuition and to not rely on my fears and my worries that were going to happen. And obviously, it's been working out very well for me to
It
this day.
has been working out so well.
So
So,
well.
I tell you, I mean, when I listen to where you came from, it's just like different worlds, two different worlds, Violet. So amazing to watch you grow so much in such a short period of time, relatively.
Yeah.
So, Violet, what are your biggest wins so far?
So I'll go with personally because my entire household is entirely different, like a full 180. So when I first started, there was a lot of discourse and arguments between my husband and we have two young children, 11 and 8. She's almost 8. And that really affected them.
Yeah.
So then it affected their schoolwork, it affected our relationships. But then when I started with you, Eva, my mindset started to change, and I was no longer combative with my husband.
Mhm.
I realized that I can only control what I think and I can't control
Yeah.
what he thinks. But I did lead by example. I oftentimes leaned on facts versus stories,
Mhm.
meaning that I would think something was true, but there was nothing to validate it. So
Yeah.
that was the story. And the fact was like, really, I can do this. Like everything's positive. We're fine. We're taken care of. So my outlook really impacted my family and my husband. So our relationship is 100 times better. Like
Oh, so good.
it's so wonderful now. I can't speak how wonderful our relationship is. And because of that, our children are doing so much better. There's not discourse within the house. It's a whole different change. So
Mhm.
that was me personally.
Beautiful.
Um, at least within my family unit. And then me personally, just inside of myself, I have a very large value of myself. I now understand who I am. I now understand what my purpose here is. I am not as fearful or as worried about various things in my life right now. I know everything's going to come to those, all good things come to those who love him, is often what I tell myself. So then I'm perfectly fine in that aspect. So
Beautiful.
my business, yes. So my business, um, so I started out just by myself, kind of, making ends meet, maybe hitting 3 grand a month, maybe.
Mhm.
And then as I progressed with the TIR and with Eva specifically, I've grown. So now I'm hitting almost 10 often. I'm creating different SOPs, standard operating procedures, so that they could be recreated. Because if you find something that works, you want to rinse and repeat. So then it brings in more income.
Yes.
I have hired on 2 contractors.
Uh,
I'm still looking for a third, but I know one's coming and I know it's great. My 2 that I have now are amazing and they're expanding their skills, which is expanding my business. So it's a win-win situation. I've changed my business model. I initially started as social media and I've changed it into a segmented CMO, meaning that I overlook a business's overall marketing strategy. So
oh,
not only do I know how to do it all, but I also know how to oversee it. So
love
that's
that.
all of my wins. That
Oh my God, Violet.
I know so
With
many.
such a growth, such a growth. It's like, wow. Well, let's go right into the decision making because, usually I ask you what's changed personally, but I think you've already mentioned how are you different.
Yes.
And this is so beautiful. I love that you mentioned the personal transformation because I know many clients come to me because of that income and business and but the personal is, oh
Mhm.
my God, it's like we change the entire world, not just professionally but personally. So thank you so much for sharing that. Actually, I will ask you because this is actually, you're the second person today coming from corporate world
Mhm.
into my space. And why do you think it's important to do thinking into business results for someone that is leaving corporate and going into their business? What would be the greatest value for them?
So the greatest value that I've found is that when you're within a corporate setting, you're following others' voices. You're following everyone's directions. You're not listening to the guide that's within you. You're listening to all the outside voices.
Yeah.
So then I found leaving corporate, I it, I was lost in, I guess I was found in the stillness and the quiet. And in
Mhm.
the stillness and the quiet, that's where I was spoken to and being like, this is the voice that you should listen to, not the voices that are outside. So those who are thinking of leaving corporate and going on their own, yes, it's scary, but at the same time, it's well worth it because it's an investment into yourself and you're listening to what you are supposed to do and what your purpose is in this life, not anyone else's, not someone behind you telling you what you should do, how you should live. None of that matters. It matters what's within you and your intuition and your mindset.
Yes, love that. And tell us a little bit about the money mindset
Yes.
or
Woo.
the business mindset and habits.
So I have found oftentimes I would worry a lot about finances.
Yes.
And my husband is a CPA. Well, he's an accountant. And so we oftentimes worried about money. But changing your mindset to not worry about money, to know that your basics are taken care of. I know for a fact that I will have food on my table, I will have a shelter for me and my family, and I will have all of my needs met. So outside of those, what worry is there? Like, I know we're never going to live under the bridge, as Eva says. I know we will be handed what it is that we're asking for should our alignment be with our intuition and the greater spiritual being. And in my case, it's God. But if you feel that there is a good alignment, then everything you ask for is going to come, whether or not it's in your timing, it will come to you. That's where your money mindset is. My money mindset, excuse me, is that even if it's not coming tomorrow, I know it's coming. And
Yes.
I know that I'm on the right path. So I know that whatever is in store for me is great things and wonderful things. It might not happen tomorrow, but I know for sure it's going to happen.
I love that. I don't know if you ever considered motivational speaking, but I think you would be a great motivational speaker.
Yes,
Or
you,
maybe
I
a podcast or something.
Yes, actually, in all honesty, Eva, I am working on creating systems to create that because
There you
I do
go.
feel, yeah, I feel like there are a lot of things that are so negative in the world that are being said. It's always nice to be that little bit or that shining light just to
Yeah.
show everyone that, yeah, it sucks. Like life is tough, but so are you. Like
Yeah.
you can handle this. We can all do hard things, and it's okay.
Oh, you're gonna do so well. I always say it's like interviewing Violet is like talking to Les Brown. I'm
Oh
always
my
very
goodness.
inspired and lit up.
Thank you. I
Love it, love
appreciate
it.
that, Eva.
So, Violet, the moment of decision making, when you Well, you've always been following your intuition. You were actually quite connected with your intuition, right? But
Yeah.
what was happening for you? Was there anything trying to pull you away from investing with me? And how did you do the right thing?
Yeah. There were plenty of things that were pulling away investing with me or with you, excuse me. But the biggest thing that I found is that I oftentimes invest in my children and I invest in my husband, whether it's monetary or time wise, but I hardly ever invested into myself.
Hmm.
So it was truly a question of, am I ready to invest into myself? And with that, that's when things started to come, when ideas started to come on how could I afford this? What money can I pull from? Like, who can I borrow from? Where can I get this loan? All of those things came in because I asked for it. I said, okay, I'm ready. I want to make this change. I want to do this investment. Where do I get the money? Or how can I get the money? And
Yeah.
it just came like all three times. So I've been with you from TIR to Inner Circle and now Millionaire
Millionaire
Mastermind.
Mastermind, yes.
It just all comes because I'm just like, okay, this is what I need. Lord, give it to me. And it somehow happens. And I
Yes.
won't say it's magic. I truly will say it's faith because
Mhm.
I know that I'm in the right spot. I know I'm doing the right stuff. So then I know that things will happen the way they're supposed to happen and things will come when they come. And they have.
Yes.
So I'm
And the
walking.
thing is, the very important part of that is you make a decision, even if not all the ducks are in a row. So
Right.
you make a decision coming from where you want to be, where your intuition is directing you, and then you organize the money. So this is, you actually mentioned this, and I think sometimes people that the money just arrives. No, no,
No.
you've got to decide, you've got to put your foot down, and
Yeah.
then everything comes with faith. So congratulations, Violet. That's really, really wonderful. So we have a bunch of participants watching us, and we know that they're in these two minds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I feel Eva can help me. And then there may be reasons why their mind tells them why they can't or why not now, and maybe even circumstances. What would be your suggestion how to make the right decision?
I think the best suggestion is to truly sit, close your eyes, and ask. Ask if your intuition is saying, no, you're supposed to be here, then follow that in your intuition. Because all of this has happened. Eva somehow fell into your feed. You somehow ended up seeing something or another that Eva has that's bringing you to this point. So you either had a question that you asked or you had a worry that you had, and this is the answer. So then if you feel as though you're just not sure, like, well, maybe maybe next time, just imagine the amount of time that passes while you wait. I started with Eva March of 2023. March of 2023.
Oh,
So
wow.
then it hasn't even been 2 years yet. And here I am. I am an entirely different person than I was when I met with Eva. And I also had the same fears. I had the same worries. But I also trusted, like, no, this is where I'm supposed to be. How is everything that she's saying, like sitting with me so well?
Mhm.
Then I just made the move and trusted everything was going to happen. And everything has happened. Everything has happened that I have ever asked for. And I knew this was where I needed to be. And I don't think I would have been, I know for a fact I wouldn't be as far as I am without Eva's help.
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, I tell you, and it's a teamwork, right? I
It
guide,
is.
you do
It
the
is.
work.
There are many, many times where I'm asking
That's right.
questions like, help
That's
me
right.
understand. And it's
Yes.
not to say that as soon as you join, everything's perfect. You will hit a lot of roadblocks or a lot of stumbles or hurdles. But then that's where Eva, she knows exactly what to say.
Yeah.
Or you hear in the Q&A session, someone's going
Yeah.
through something exactly what you're going through. So you know how to overcome all of these challenges. You will find a way and you will be led and guided into how to get past those
Yes.
challenges. Yeah.
I was just talking to one of our TIR clients, and I said to her, listen, when you're stuck, I can straighten you out in 5 minutes. Why would you suffer for half a day? Just come to the call, ask me a quick question. And this is the beauty of having a mentor, right? Because mentor is not entangled in our drama and sees things objectively. And it's like literally pointing out a couple of things and light bulb moment, and you change your perception and everything changes. So Yes, this is the value of having someone be there for you all the time. You just do not stay stuck for a long time and you know exactly what to do every day. Thank you so much, Violet. I just want to say something that you spoke so beautifully about intuition, and we
Mhm.
spoke about it, guys, every day, Thursday night, today. So intuition is always your inner compass. It knows what to do and what not to do in order to fulfill your dreams. And if your intuition says, yes, Eva is the right mentor for me, yes, I feel she can help me, yes, my future self would do it, there is nothing in the physical world that can stop you. However, sometimes you may need to brainstorm with somebody, and this is where success advisors are. And also, it's very important to know that you've got to make a decision first before you know the how. So I had to make a decision coming from, where do I want to be? Yes, I want to do this mentorship program. And it was only then when my mind went into the how to versus can I. And it's the same with Violet, right? So my mind went into, okay, so what's the idea? How do I organize the money? And I went to 3 different banks to get a loan. Violet, she probably got different ideas, but it was only when she made a decision, I'm doing it. Now, on the basis of what? On the basis of where I want to be in next 6 to 12 months. And this feels right for me, even though my mind, my bank balance, my outside world is telling me, no, I'm following my intuition. But also, Violet said something wonderful, especially for women here. I want you to really ask yourself, how often do you invest in you so that everybody around you thrives? Because even on the plane, we're told put your air mask on first.
Yeah.
And yet we don't do that in life, especially women, but men as well, some men as well. It's so easy to spend money on your children. It's so easy to spend money on your loved ones. But when it comes to you, there is a resistance. So what I want to say to you is, investing in you is actually investing in the entire family. And this is what Violet shared here beautifully, because you not only will make more money for the family, but also you will be a nicer person, happier, less stressed, less drama, kinder, loving, and everybody will be happy, I promise you. So if you do not invest in you, just invest in family, and your children will pick up your paradigm. So everything you're learning for yourself, you will give it to your children as your legacy. So I don't think there's better legacy, right, Violet?
No, there is no better legacy.
Yeah, yeah. So listen, guys, if this inspires you, the link is in the description of this video. We are looking forward to seeing you on the other side. Just
Mhm.
imagine spending 6 to 9 months with people like Violet, like myself. You just cannot fail. You just need to show up, follow instruction, ask questions, and you're going to get your goal. So we hope you're going to join us, and we will see you on the other side. Thank you so much, Violet.
Of course, my pleasure, Eva.